on the internet again, apparently. Doing a flush wall piston door video. Alright, so take your sticky pistons, do a 2x2 like this. Then on one side of the 2x2, you're going to need some pistons facing one side. Then you need to take whatever blocks you're using and place them like that. Then on the back side of the 2x2, you're going to need to put 2 blocks behind the upper 2, and then put a singular block behind the lower 2. Then you take your redstone dust, place it like so, going up all the way to get the rest of them, just to test it. It works, good. Then, what you need to do, you need to come out 3 blocks and out 1, like this. Then place a 1x2 of your blocks. Then behind the set of 1x2, put a singular block down. Then put some redstone dust on top of it. Then on the floor, you put 2 more behind it. Then following on the 3rd block, you put another block of whatever you're using. Then facing the pistons, you need to put another 1x2 or 2x1, excuse me. Then on the top of the 2x1, you're going to need to put a button. This can be whatever material, just depends on the situation you're in. And then on the other 2x1 at the front of the door, you're going to need to put another button. This will be for opening and closing the door. Now, on the button that's at the back of the door, you're going to need to put another redstone dust behind the button. Now, on this redstone dust, and on this block, and on this side, you're going to put a redstone torch. Now, on the block directly below the torch, you're going to need to break the blocks following underneath the block that the redstone torch sits on. You're going to need to break that like so. Then the blocks that are directly below the 2x1, you're also going to need to break those. And then going over 4 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, lining up with the redstone dust that's behind the 2x1 on the ground, you're going to need to break a singular block. Then go back over by 4. You should now be lined up in the space, which will probably be your hallway. You need to break the first 3 surface blocks, stop at the 3rd, go back to the 1st, and repeat. And stop until you break 2 layers of blocks. Now, you're going to need to drop down into that little trench that you just dug, and you need to place your redstone like so. Facing the pistons, you need to place a repeater and set it to 5 ticks. On the block following the redstone that came from the torch, you need to place down a block, and then next to the repeater, another block, and on top of the block that's next to the repeater, another block. Now, the block that's below the block that you just placed that's next to the repeater, you're going to need to break said block. Now, the block that's above the repeater but is next to the repeater, you need to place a block above the repeater. And then on top of that block, place another one. And the block that's below the one you just placed, break it. Then, facing the pistons, you're going to need to place another block. But due to how Minecraft's redstone works, you cannot place a torch here because that would not work and you'd be sad. So break that torch, you silly little person. You need to place another block like so, and then break the one below it. Then, on the block you just placed, place a torch. Then above it, another block. Unless this is your ceiling, in which case do not break that block. Following the torch, you're going to need to place a block, like so. And now, facing the same direction on said block, you need to place a torch. Then, on top of the pistons that will be closing the door, making it flush with whatever wall you have, you're going to need to place another wool block on top of the rear pistons. And on top of said block, you need to place another piece of redstone. To get all this wired up, you need to place some redstone going up this little spiral of wool until that torch turns off. Now, to connect these two torches, you're going to need to put a piece of redstone on top of the block that has the torch that's directly behind the pistons. That will be right above your hallway. You're going to put a piece of redstone dust on that block. Now these two torches are connected. Now to make sure your door is working, you come over here to this button that's on the front of the door and you press it. Anyways, that is it for this little redstone tutorial. I will hopefully be seeing you guys again soon. Also, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And maybe even that notification bell too. Okay, bye.